with TikTok getting banned, you would think that people would be focusing on censorship and the fact that the US government is trying to take away community from us. But no, this is the last thing that people are debating on TikTok.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being very non-specific here, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. I just really want to know what lifestyle or behavior or really anything is happening that causes this weird correlation in looking like that and then having this desire to like share your partner with other people. I don't understand. Like whatever that thing is that's causing this, I want to avoid that at all costs. Like one, because I'm not interested in that kind of lifestyle. But two, I mean, it's just, how does this happen? I have a working theory on this, okay? And it's kind of mean, it's not my idea. Don't shoot the messenger here. I saw some meme once upon a time that was like, somebody will have an open relationship just so they can date 3 threes and say they're in a relationship with a 9. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's how the scale, which is nonsense, really works. You know, it's not like a cumulative thing. Guys, I just don't know how this shit's happening. It's like the most confusing thing in the world to me. You've rarely seen like an 8, 9, 10 in an open relationship. That's all I'm saying. And if you have, they're usually the shot caller.
Yeah, that's right. Shitting on polyamorous people. It really doesn't surprise me that one of the last arguments on TikTok would be punching down on a marginalized community, but here we are. In the last final moments of TikTok, this is what people are doing. So let's get into reacting to what some people have to say and saying a big goodbye to the discourse that TikTok has given us. God, I'm gonna miss it. Let's get into this.
So I just learned on here from a creator named Clarkson why polyamorous people look the way they do, and it's very simple. It's literally just because of the fact that they reject societal norms. So like things like they have a lot of tattoos or maybe a lot of piercing, consistent hair color, they don't care about being skinny, in shape, da-da-da-da. And because monogamous people are so used to societal conditioning, and because polyamorous people go against the societal conditioning that they were taught, it doesn't equate. So we, who are very societally conditioned, look at polyamorous people who are not, and we're like, it doesn't make sense. Because I'm not supposed to. They're fucking rebels, I guess.
First of all, I love this take. Second of all, honestly, that's it. I would show Clarkson's video, but I couldn't find it. I thought I'd saved it, but I didn't. However, I absolutely 100% agree with what this content creator is saying. She is 100% right. Most non-monogamous and or polyamorous folks do reject a lot of societal conditioning, which makes you more susceptible to feeling pressure and then being put into molds of attractiveness that the general monogamous population wants you to adhere to, which is why polyamorous people tend to have a certain look that monogamous people don't necessarily find attractive because it's not supposed to be for them. Also, let us all remember that attractiveness is subjective. Just because you find something attractive does not necessarily mean everyone else will find it attractive. And yes, because non-monogamous or polyamorous people live outside of the standard bubble of society, not gonna look the same. We're not gonna look like y'all.
I think the poly community really needs a better PR team. Y'all might have seen the video, but TikTok is on life support, and this might be people's last impression is poly people catching strays. Something I rarely see mentioned is that for a lot of people, their experience with polyamory or open relationships is a bad experience because for them, it was just a complicated way for them to get cheated on. And I know that like when people in the poly community try to practice it in good faith, it requires a lot of emotional intelligence and a lot of communication. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people that basically were manipulated under the guise of polyamory / open relationships. I know they're not the same thing. And had a bad experience with that. Because for them, perception is reality. And I think both poly people and strictly monogamous people have the same problem where they kind of like talk down on each other with this holier than thou attitude. I definitely feel like poly people like catch a lot more strays. That's all I'm gonna say. I would recommend looking at a new PR team.
So I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with this, especially because he is 100% right about the whole fact that monogamous people and polyamorous people tend to fight with each other and do tend to look down on each other in various ways. Do I think this is right? Do I think this is correct? No. Monogamous people exist, polyamorous people exist. As long as you are all consenting adults and treating each other fairly and nicely. I don't care what you do. However, I do feel like there are a lot of people in the non-monogamous and or polyamorous communities that do it in bad faith, unfortunately, which is why there are people who have issues being in a non-monogamous or polyamorous relationship and feeling like they just essentially got cheated on because that person wasn't communicating properly, that person wasn't practicing in good faith. But the thing is, you could say that about tons of monogamous people. There are so many monogamous people that have issues in their monogamy. Not about the relationship structure, it's more about the person or people in it that you're with. If you're gonna get cheated on, you're gonna get cheated on whether you're monogamous or polyamorous or non-monogamous or not. But if anyone in the non-monogamous or polyamorous space is looking for a new PR person, I'm a social media manager, so hit me up.
Personally, I don't think polyamory is for me. And I'm really not trying to start nothing, but that guy who just asked, why do poly people look like that? Does he not also look like what people be talking about when they say poly people have a look? Or is everybody just nodding their head in agreement for the sake of punching down?
So I actually 100% agree with this content creator because first of all, I like the fact that he acknowledges that he's just like, hey, polyamory isn't for me, I'm monogamous, which is 100% valid. It is okay to either be monogamous or polyamorous, ethically non-monogamous, and acknowledge that whatever structure just doesn't work for you. And that is okay. But I also like the fact that he said that everyone is just shitting on polyamorous people for the sake of punching down. It's a lot easier to go around making fun of something that you don't necessarily understand or seems odd to you. Something that you look at and you go, oh, why do people do that? This isn't nice. As long as people aren't actively hurting other people, it shouldn't matter what other people are doing. Like, how is that hurting you in your life if people have a different relationship structure than you do? And honestly, making fun of people's looks is like the lowest of the low that you can go towards for saying something bad about a community. Like, I think it's just juvenile, I think it's disrespectful, and I think it's really lazy, honestly, to criticize a whole group of poly people for looking the same. If you wanted to have a genuine conversation with polyamorous people about how they live their life and understand ethically non-monogamous people more, I think that's a better conversation to have than just objectively being like, why do all polyamorous people look the same? Just saying.
I hate when people that are poly get unnecessary smoke online because why are people so worried about people they know they will not be compatible romantically with? You are telling on yourself. You are clearly miserable in your own romantic life and are projecting that energy to someone that don't deserve it. You know what? I'm gonna make the discourse worse and I'm gonna say it. Monogamous people don't know how to be monogamous. They stay in bad relationships because they have abandonment issues. And low-key, some of y'all want to be poly but don't know how to do it, so you just be cheating on your partner. And before people say I got the poly look, even if I do, I've been monogamous my whole life. And I gotta say, this is not the superior way to loving. But I have dated people that were poly, and I gotta say, people that were poly, bro, they got better communication skills than people that were only monogamous in their life. They got better communication skills. They understand themselves better. I swear to God. We not over glamorize people that are poly because while they are poly, they are human. Just like monogamous people, we are all human. We are just human. Humans are awesome and humans are dog shit. That's just how it is. That's just life. That's all there is to it. But when y'all like, poly people are, it just sounds like you want an easy target. It sounds like you want to be a high school bully. That's what it sounds like. Because why are you making fun of them in the first place? Why do you got their business in your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something there. There's something there mentally that's not right with you. Stop commenting on other people's business if you ain't lived that life. Some of y'all need to learn that bullshit.
Everything he just said, literally, everything this man just said, oh my god. I think this is gonna be the last video because this literally sums up every single thing. Like, why are you bullying people? It's not nice. Why do you have other people's business in your mouth? Polyamorous people do tend to have better communication skills because they have better relationship skills from being actively in relationships with more than one people. I'm not saying monogamous people can't have good communication skills, but you develop good relationship skills by being in a relationship. So it makes sense that if you have more experience being in relationships with different type of people, you would have better communication skills. Pop off, dude. Pop the fuck off. I love this guy. I love everything. Love everything he just said. And oh God, I agree with every single point that was just made. I can't even, like, why, like, yes, polyamorous people are an easy target because a lot of people don't understand it and are like, why? He's not wrong. But some of y'all monogamous people are so bad at being monogamous. Like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But, like, why? Why stay in a relationship you know is bad? That's actively causing you anxiety. That's emotionally unavailable. That person is emotionally unavailable. And like I said, that doesn't necessarily mean that that doesn't happen in polyamorous relationships. Like I said, people can be amazing. People can be dog shit. It doesn't matter which one or a mixture of whatever you want to structure your relationship in. It can be shit because of the person you're with or you know, taking self-accountability. It doesn't matter. You can have a healthy monogamous relationship. You can have a healthy non-monogamous or polyamorous relationship. It really just depends on your communication skills, your honesty, trust in the other person. It's all of that. Why do you care? Why do you care? They really just want to just stick everyone in a singular box so that people are easy to read. That's not how humans work. There are what, 7-8 billion of us now? Why would you expect every single person to conform to exactly how you live your life when you're not even that great at doing it? Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and your thoughts on the TikTok ban, about the last discourse being around polyamorous people having a certain look. And yes, I do know stereotypes are there for a reason. However, not every non-monogamous person or polyamorous person will look like that. Do a lot of them do? Yeah, potentially. But that doesn't mean you should bully anyone based on their looks. Like, it's such a high school mentality to go after someone based on their looks. Go after them, you know, if they did something shitty, be like, hey, you did this shitty thing. Like, hold them accountable for their actions. You can't really do too much. There's only so much that you can do about how you look. So be nice to people, be kind. I was looking at my analytics recently and it looks like 85% of you who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps this channel and helps a queer content creator out, which is very necessary during this wild time. Thank you all again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.